Alright, this video gonna be interesting because in this video we'll store around 100 gigs of storage at just $2. That is, it is even cheaper than the hard disk or the external hard disk available on the market. So that is the power of object storage in AWS. Also, we'll be understanding the different lifecycle policies or the different tiers here. So before coming to this architecture diagram, how it works, let's first understand the basics of storage class, because this is the prerequisite which you need to know. Otherwise, the lifecycle policy, which is this diagram, would be a bit difficult to understand. So let's go through the basics. You got to remember, by default, whenever we upload an object or file in AWS in S3, it is by default in S3 standard tier, which is by default the costliest option. Why is it costly? Because we are frequently accessing the data. The concept goes something like that: the more frequently or more fast you access the data, the more costlier tier it will be. On the other hand, if we are not accessing the data, that is, it's a cold storage, also known as Glacier in S3. That is, if you want to just retain the data for, let's say, 5 years, 10 years, based upon the compliance requirement of any business or company, then we use Glacier. So it is just the opposite of standard tier. So here we are not retrieving the data, but we are just simply storing the data. We'll come to the Glacier. It's very interesting because we'll store in $2 100,000 gigs of data, that is around 1 terabyte. Let's understand the second important topic, that is intelligent tiering. Intelligent tiering is another important concept with regard to storage class, because it can store the data for unknown or changing access patterns. What do I mean by changing access patterns? Let's say I don't know whether a file or the object present in S3 is accessed in 10 days, 20 days, or 1 year maybe. We are not aware. Amazon S3, what it uses in intelligent tiering, that it will automatically know which tier to move. As mentioned, there are many tiers option as mentioned here in the bottom: standard, Glacier, infrequent access. In which tier it will be the cost effective solution, intelligent tiering does it automatically by using machine learning or AI, what you can also understand. You got to understand the basic concepts. Just remember, standard S3 standard is used for frequently accessed data. That is, it is a kind of hot storage. Second important point is intelligent tiering. When we don't know the access patterns, then we use intelligent tiering. And the third important concept is deep Glacier archive. It is the lowest cost storage class. That is, it will be the most pocket friendly option to store the files or the object in S3, right? So just remember the three important points. Though there are other storage classes as mentioned here, like S3 Express, One Zone, infrequent access, you can have a read at this, but in the interest of any AWS certification or any kind of data architect in real life as well, these three will always come in handy. Better to remember few things rather than remembering everything and confusing later, right? So let's now dive into the architecture. Alright, so the architecture diagram, as you might be seeing, that is, first is the S3 standard. After 35 days we can create a rule where it will be go to the standard infrequent access. The more right hand side if you look or go, the more cheaper option it will be. So Glacier, just remember it. Anything there are many variations of Glacier. If we look in the previous slide here, that Glacier instant retrieval, then S3 Glacier flexible retrieval, then Glacier Deep Archive. Just remember, whenever you see the term Glacier, think of cold storage, or when the data you don't want to access frequently, like it will be just like a just for storage purpose, just like you don't access or view all your videos or pictures on your computer, you just store them somewhere, like kind of memories. right? So just remember, Glacier is kind of that thing, and after 120 days or something, we can delete the object. So these days you see are not fixed. We can mention any number of days as per our compliance or the business needs. So I've just given one example to show how we can do it, and the interesting part is we'll see this in the demo itself, like how we can configure this thing. Not just theoretically I'll just implement as well practically to show you how we can achieve this in our real life project to save cost. Now that you have understood the lifecycle architecture, so let's also understand some of the important points. Just remember why we are doing the lifecycle management. The bottom line is we are trying to save cost. So that is what goes the point number one. Otherwise, people could have stored all the objects in standard tier, right? So that doesn't make sense. If we want to store cost, we need to do lifecycle management, or we need to move to the less costlier options like Glacier to save cost. Then comes point number two. These are nothing but some of the rules which you need to know, like what is the precedence, how the lifecycle configuration takes place, like permanent deletion takes precedence over transitions. Transitions, I mean to say this one, like from standard infrequent access to Glacier. These are called transitions. You need to know the hierarchy, what it follows, kind of board mass in maths, what we say. This is what you need to exactly know. But then again, like we don't need to mug them up or remember these things. It will come automatically as we do the hands-on. As mentioned, the important part is the standard S3 standard. You just got to know this thing, S3 standard. Then comes the next important thing is the intelligent tiering. That is, it automatically moves the data when the access patterns are unknown, right? So this is another important point. And the most or the last important point is the S3 Deep Glacier Archive. This is if you want to store cost, if you want to save cost, I mean. Let's see this in the cost calculator. I have already done my homework so that it shouldn't take time or we waste time doing this. See, 100 gigs per month, 1000 gigs per month, I mean, it costs just $2. And even we can mention the size of the object for 250. We can give even, let's say, 1000, that is, it will be 1 gigabyte file. If you are on an average the size of the files or the object, it will still cost around $2. It is very cheap compared to the market external hard disk or SSD if you want to store any kind of pictures or videos, just like for the memory sake or something. So you can utilize S3 Deep Glacier if you want to utilize the power of cloud. So let's now do some hands-on for the architecture diagram which we have shown.